Kenya is a country that is said to have a potential for mining, and we contribute, or rather mining contributes a paltry 0.9% to the GDP of this country. However, it is a sector that does not help our communities, or rather they don't benefit. And it is for this reason that the Haki Madini coalition was formed, of which AWIC is a member. Haki Madini is formed right now of 19 organizations that fall across civil society organizations, faith-based organizations, and others that follow the cause of championing communities. And that is how we found ourselves forming a coalition to ensure that communities that are affected by mining have a voice and agency.
Haki Madini came in at a very critical time during the review of the policies, the 1940 Mining Act. Of course, having the government really focusing now on the mining sector and the contribution it would have in the economy. So Haki Madini came in strongly to strengthen communities to participate in that legislative processes, and did an amazing job in really putting the community interests secured in the legislation, in the regulations, especially for the Mining Act, and also in strengthening the capacity of communities on mining issues. A lot of the communities do not understand their rights, do not understand the interests of the different actors, the private sector, the government in the mining space. And so Haki Madini has really been able to not only contribute to the community interest in the legislation, but also strengthen communities living in the mining areas to be able to engage positively and strongly at the local level, and even amongst themselves to clarify what do they want from this mining action, how do they collectively engage.
The communities were organized, mobilized and organized into platforms, which now they continue to engage on extractive sector work, even without our active involvement.
The formation of an alliance like Kwale Mining Alliance, which brought together different partners and stakeholders in the mining space in Kwale County. And even as we speak, since it was incorporated in 2018-19, that's when the alliance was established. Today, the Kwale people have an alliance that they can say, look, if you want to engage on anything around mining in this county, you have to go through Kwale Mining Alliance. So we look back and say, through the coalition, through the partners that are working together, led by Transparency National Kenya and the Kenya Land Alliance by then, we can say we have a platform that we've established which gives the community a platform to engage.
A platform that advocates for justice in the mining sector, both environmental justice, social justice, and also inclusion in decision-making in the sector.
Under Haki Madini, as a coalition of civil society groups, we designed a program that we called Madini Yetu, Madini Wetu, our minerals, our responsibility. And under that program, we engaged the Ministry of Mining to influence and inform the 2016 Mining Act. Actually, that was like a brainchild of Haki Madini Coalition.
Our unique contribution is creating that platform whereby we can have these civil society actors, government, private sector, development partners, caucus and meet and have various discussions around policy advocacy, capacity building, transparency and accountability and governance of the sector. Because at the core of our work is the communities, and these communities are essential to the work that we do. So that platform creates an opportunity whereby all these stakeholders are brought together.
We have been able to revamp the coalition based on the meetings that we have been able to convene, and trying now to rebuild the partnerships that we have had with government and the different civil society actors. So I'd say one of the biggest achievements at KHRC we have been able to achieve through Haki Madini Coalition is revamping the coalition and making it vibrant. And now we are seeing a lot of partners and organizations who are previously not members of Haki Madini, who are now interested in joining the coalition, and we've really seen its membership. The membership of Haki Madini is really growing because now more partners are becoming aware of Haki Madini, what it does, and therefore they want to join the coalitions. And even communities now, we are getting a lot of requests to even be part of Haki Madini. So I'd say the visibility also has really enhanced.
The network of CSOs has kept increasing. We are almost getting to around 30 CSOs. And we are also looking at oil and gas in areas where we have gas and oil in this country. So the network has grown. We understand the situation at hand in relation to what communities are experiencing. We are alive to the law because last year we had a sitting to review the revenue sharing bill, and we did our submission to the Ministry of Mining. And before then, we have also done a regulation on community agreements, because the Act provides that communities must be involved and there must be development of community agreements during mining. So Haki Madini has been the champion, the lead champion into looking into legal framework and also making sure that the aspirations of the communities are captured in those legal frameworks that the country is developing. So we pride that we've been on the forefront and we continue to move forward.
The launch of the strategic plan, which we did quite effectively. I think with that, there's now a clear strategic direction on where we are going with the governance of natural resources in the country. And of course, out of that, politically, the coalition has been quite active now since we took over the hosting, and also since we got more resources from Oxfam.
The current strategic plan for Haki Madini, it's focusing on being community-centered. When you talk about the community, you're also talking about women. And that is where Haki Madini then plays a role in ensuring that there is inclusion of this segment, of this constituency, of mining communities.
At least now, in some mining areas, we have women who own mining pits, like in Taita, in Kakamega, because we have sensitized through the initiatives, we have sensitized the communities and men to give women a chance in the mining sector.
So the coalition has come strongly to build, strengthen, to deepen the knowledge of the communities and also support them in collectively organizing and occupying that space. So it's really supporting them to speak for themselves, but also to speak with them in solidarity around the issues of mining in a way that the companies get their profits, the government gets their revenue, and communities' human rights are not violated. At the same time, they also get the economic benefits from the mining sector in Kenya.
Most importantly, the information and knowledge and awareness on the laws that are there, like the Mining Act, to artisanal miners who for a long time had been considered illegal, so conducting illegal business. But with the current Mining Act, now it's a legal livelihood that artisanal miners and small-scale miners can engage in.
To the partners in the extractive sector, there is power in numbers. This is a good opportunity in which to come together and caucus and see what the strategic plan has to offer in terms of program and project implementation, and also the opportunities for also the communities to actually reap from the benefits of having communities or having organizations that are well organized and they are put together and they've come together. And also I think it's important that even as we have conversations with governments, as we have conversations with stakeholders and academia, we speak with one voice, and Haki Madini is that voice. So I'd urge them to join the coalition, be part of the be part of the movement and be part of amplifying the voices of the community.
I think my call out there to people, to communities, to the civil society and other institutions that are working in the mining space is that, as actors in that space, we need to work together. There's no way we can succeed if you're not working together. So we need to collaborate both with the communities, the government, and also other colleagues in their space. And the platform that brings us together is now Haki Madini Coalition. This is a national platform, a national coalition, and we have seen a lot happening through the coalition. So I find it one of the best coalition for people working the mining space.
So mine is to say, comrades, we've been doing this for 10 years. We can do this longer, but as united. We're inviting other civil society organizations to join us, because if we continue working in silos, we are not going to get the intended impact. Kenya is now opening up to what we are calling transition and strategic minerals for the energy transition. The demand for minerals will come here. We have an opportunity to change the lives of our communities. So come and join us and let us do this together for another 100 years.